don't want him on that one. It is Hecarim. So Beşiktaş obviously putting a lot of emphasis on that Hecarim. I don't blame them. Thaldren would know how strong that is because he performed on it very well last game.
And they don't want to give Warlock a chance to show that he can play that one too. Bangkok Titans are taking a long time to consider all of these bans coming through here. They really need to as well because, man, everything now on the line. Morgana taken away from Dumbledoge.
Leaves Thresh available though.
Yeah, Thresh potentially available. Moss also looked fantastic on that champion. But LeBlanc is going to be the final one, so G4 not going to get that. Warlock now with the first pick. It is going to be Janna potentially. Picking that away from Dumbledoge is a fantastic idea. He can now just pick up the Thresh.
Lulu Maokai.
Yeah. Lulu Maokai?
Yep.
That's what it's going to be?
I don't see why it would not be that.
Well, it would be a very good pickup if they do decide to go for it. They're having a consider here at this stage. Thaldren, he did look brilliant on that Maokai.
Oh, you can go Nunu Maokai as well and pick it away from 007X.
Yeah. Another opportunity. I believe that's what they did in the first game. Ah, Lux. Of course.
Wow.
That is interesting.
As well as Lucian. So completely different team comp coming out of here. A little bit more of a burst assassin in the mid lane. And Beşiktaş, they're changing it up. And I don't know whether I agree with this. Generally in best of fives, you run the same composition until Bangkok Titans prove that they can beat it. And so far, they haven't proven that they can pick a late game scaling team comp. So I don't understand why would you throw anything into the mid game.
Yeah, and picking your mid lane first round when there's so many things available is pretty weird.
Yeah, this is throwing me through a loop here, Atlas. Bangkok Titans, if they've done anything the entirety of this tournament, has shown they are the best mid-game team.
Yeah.
And straight away, 2 picks into the mid-game. Although now it looks like Bangkok Titans are picking the scaling composition. They've picked up a Tristana.
Yeah, and this is with Lloyd sort of having to go back to other choices here. The Graves was available, though, and I have no idea why he didn't decide to pick it up.
Yeah, so Graves was an option there. Definitely could have taken that into the lane against Lucian. Does relatively well. Trades extremely efficiently in the early game, at the least, as we see. Now it is the Maokai being considered here.
Yeah, Nadius thinking about something else as well. We'll see what he does go with. It's probably not going to be Bard, although I would like to travel on a magical journey with Beşiktaş. But look,
I actually think Bard's really strong at the moment. I think since the quality of life changes, he's completely fine.
Okay. Could you explain them for the viewers playing at home?
So he has this really cool mechanic whereby when you take a magical journey and people follow you through it, you get a double stun. Yeah. For anyone that comes through. That's the first great thing. But the thing about Bard is that he does something that no other champion does. So honestly, if you haven't played against it and a team is extremely practiced on Bard, he can set up ganks from an extremely long way away with Magical Journey, as well as his ultimate coming through, and he can reposition team fights extremely effectively. What that means in a control meta is that you can hit the reset buttons a lot of times. And you can, we've seen it in the LPL, PYL, ults people underneath turrets, all of a sudden 2 other members show up, they walk through the wards that have previously been put down, affect turret dives, as we have a Cassiopeia being picked up in the mid lane.
Yeah, G4 going to lock it in.
Yeah, so I just think the thing about Bard is it's a different champion to play against, and I think that his laning phase was greatly improved when they changed, gave him the quality of life changes. Well, don't have to roam as much.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Of course, not going to be picked up in this game. Dumbledoge is going to take away his world-class Thresh, is fantastic on that champion. It's interesting, you know, the Morgana ban to come through, first pick priority onto the Janna. But it is going to be Lissandra locked away, and there is so much lockdown. Not a whole lot of tank apart from 007X, but there's heaps of CC coming through from the Bangkok Titans lineup. And Theocles, now with his jungle choice available, thinking about the Nunu.
Yeah, so thinking about the Nunu when they could have run... I don't agree with Nunu here. He needs to go something a little bit more mid-game aggressive. Rek'Sai makes sense.
Yep.
Being able to get in there, but Nunu would be strange. It would give Nadia some tools, but if they weren't going to run a scaling composition, then it just doesn't make sense to put Nunu in there.
Well, Rek'Sai is the consideration at the moment. She definitely has a lot of power.
I would just run Sejuani again.
That's a good point too. A lot of wombo, a lot of tanky frontline there as well, and it does help you out as far as the damage is concerned consistently late game.
Yeah, it looks like they're going a little bit more mid game. They want to set energy up in that mid lane. So Rek'Sai is a fantastic mid lane ganker. We'll be able to get in there and really affect the Cassiopeia lane.
And you can really camp out a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, exactly right. So looking to get in there, has a knock up. That's why Rek'Sai is a really good ganker against Cassiopeia, who generally takes cleanse, has a knock up. And cleanse does absolutely nothing against that. So you can flash knock up, get a lot of work done before she even hits the ground, then she has to flash away, and then you just repetitively return to the mid lane and continue to camp. So Rek'Sai does make a lot of sense here in the composition that they've run, but for some late game insurance, you could have just run the Sejuani again and just looked for the ultimates.
Well, Theocles did struggle with that in the last game, so look, maybe going for a little bit more of a consistent situation.
Yeah, maybe. Much harder to miss a tunnel than it is a Sejuani ultimate.
Yeah. Although we have seen it happen, and it led to a triple kill. And, yeah, Cow definitely looked strong in that situation.
Yeah, he certainly did. So we'll have to see how this game works out. A much better team comp coming through here from the Bangkok Titans, you feel. Yeah. Looks like they're going to be in a position to really fight heavily in this mid game. And I don't know whether this is going to happen, so we'll wait until we load into the game. But I have a very funny feeling that we've had a position swap on the Bangkok Titans.
Really? What makes you think that?
The fact that Moss has Tristana.
Interesting. So Moss, of course, the sub-support. It's not a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. We have a confirmation. But sub-support may have not actually originally been a support player.
Yeah, so it looks like he was an AD carry. So we have Moss jumping on Tristana in this game, and we have Lloyd playing the support position.
Yeah, and Moss, of course.
That's a different kind of change-up, by the way. When we said you guys need to change something heading into the game, mid-series role position swaps wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah, that's a new one. But I like it. I like it. Of course, we are going to hop onto the rift, ladies and gentlemen.
Last time this happened was Epic Gamer, I believe.
Or was it something to do with Reginald moving into the top lane just so that he could control the ban phase?
Epic Gamer was the last team that used to seriously do this.
My goodness. That's a long time ago. You're giving up your age there, Spawn, a little bit.
Used to move around Dandin, Dyrus, and Westeros into different positions.
Oh, man.
For the mid-Heimerdinger.
Why would you move Dandin out of the jungle?
Because he played mid-Heimer really well.
That's why we don't see as much of Dandin anymore. Bangkok Titans, though, going for a 5-man invade heading through here. Beşiktaş do have a cute little ward here down in front of the red buff. They've pinged it out of Bangkok Titans, but they are going to be seen heading into this brush.
So all of them being pinged out. And 007X, much more serious this time around. There is definitely an Udyr on the rift this time.
There is. And he's a Spirit Guardian too.
Yeah.
They don't have many Spirit Champions, which is a little bit frustrating. But
lane swap was scouted out, so it looks like it's going to be standard lanes once again, just on the top side of the map. Because they didn't get the really deep lane wards in there, which meant that Nadius and Dumbledore, they can just wander on through.
And they are going to, and they're not going to be spotted out here.
They're going to get a ward on the red as well. Very smart play coming through here. You can peek through the Krugs, get your ward over the wall, get it on the red buff, make sure it's not being stolen away.
Yeah, and they're not going to be seen getting that ward down either, as 007X going to be starting here.
Actually, they didn't ward at all. They just took the Krugs, so I was completely wrong.
Right. Oh, nice dodge of the Noxious Blast there by Energy, just playing a little bit more aggressively forward. G4 not going to find the return of that Orb of Deception. And Warlock continuing the double jungle. And you can see now the Wife Steal bottom lane from Beşiktaş heading towards this top side of the map. And we'll see how Moss goes in the AD carry position and how Lloyd transitions into playing support.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to check that one out as the invade comes through from 007X solo. There is no ward spotting him out, actually, so this is going to definitely go over onto Bangkok Titans, so he hits hard first. It looks like Rek'Sai might go for the same, though.
Yeah, Rek'Sai actually heading towards this red buff as well. And they're going to find it, so just a bit of vertical jungling, even though it's not actually a lane swap, which is interesting.
Yeah, exactly right. So a good read coming through from Theocles, able to pick up a red buff for himself over the other side of the map. He'll smite, get a lot of his health back, Energy needs to be careful. He's playing very far up, and Udi is behind him. And if anyone does really good damage at level 3, it is Cassiopeia.
Oh, yeah. And it only gets worse from there, ladies and gentlemen, because Cassiopeia, pretty ridiculous consistent damage. Just
007X, he's waiting for the minion wave to go, so he's got a clear path in. Here he comes.
Yep, Energy in trouble, does speed himself up with that Orb of Deception, but there's the flash into the bear stance. Flashes over the wall here as well by Energy as the flash comes in with a Noxious Blast, but I think that the health pot going to be enough here for Energy, and he survives through the gank.
That was an outright bad flash coming through from 007X, but they might have caught Theocles.
Yeah, there's the Glacial Path to come through. Theocles going to flash out beautifully, and Thaldron with the arcane smash of his life saves Theocles there as well.
So, top lane.
Oh my goodness, that Dark Passage was god tier, and Dumbledore picks up first blood. Man, that was amazing.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like there's going to be a different result at all. A fantastic 2v2 coming through there. And Nadia still able to get, no, he didn't get the early did, Dumbledore did, so it goes over to the support. But it's still a win for Beşiktaş.
Yeah, not bad at all. We'll see whether Dumbledore is going to be a little bit closer to that Sightstone moving forward, but is at least going to have a Ruby Crystal, so having a bit of extra tankiness early on your Thresh, probably a good thing.
All right, and now this is a lane to be able to talk about Maokai's base AD, because very low base health comes through from Warlock. So that means every single auto attack that Thaldron gets down in this lane really counts at this point. You're able to lock her up for extremely long periods of time. You can see Thaldron pretty much able to zone at this point off the wave, has a huge minion wave and an advantage in CS already, just because his auto attacks do surprising amounts of damage to the Lissandra early game.
See whether he can actually capitalize on that. You saw Warlock was able to at least approach that minion wave and pick up a lot of these ones, but 007X is waiting.
Udyr down here as well. That's a huge creep wave. If you die now, that's a big trouble for Thaldron, but he'll just walk out.
Yep, meanders casually. He is going to be fine. Energy actually misses the charm here. Orb of Deception finds both hits, but he is going to definitely lose that trade. Theocles coming round as Relentless Pursuit is going to be used by Nardius. Moss actually launching his way in here. Might have to use the flash, does Nardius, but Dark Passage, is it going to be enough? No, it's not, as the heal was popped by Nardius to save his life. 007X waiting around here for the counter gank, as Theocles is just going to burrow his way out. And man, this game, I mean, it is a 1.2k gold lead somehow in favor of Beşiktaş, but this mid lane especially looks so volatile.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Beşiktaş, they got the early first blood. They've got some extra gold on their top laner. It's where a lot of it is sitting right now.
Yeah.
15 CS advantage, but in the mid lane, G4 starting to zone. Theocles behind.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the play out of the rocket jump into the death sentence as well, and Nardius picks himself up his first kill of the game. This bottom lane, we were talking about it being world-class, and they're proving it yet again this time around.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play halfway through the rocket jump.
Bunny foo-foo.
And
that's
Moss,
what I'm thinking
Theocles,
about.
he's back in the mid lane now. We said he can gank early. He's certainly doing that.
Yeah, G4, no summoner spells available as well. Does have the Petrifying Gaze. Might be able to find something here as the knockup does come through. Charm doesn't land. 007X coming through here, but doesn't get the stun. Theocles, though, he's going to fall down as G4 just has so much consistent damage.
Yeah, he certainly didn't. As soon as he wasn't willing to use the tunnel, you knew he was going to take all of it there. Couldn't dodge out of the way of the first bit of poison as Thaldron, he continues to zone in this lane.
Yeah, Warlock unable to really approach this one. He can probably just twisted advance through.
Base AD, just so high.
Oh, Frozen Tomb is available now, though. Thaldron has to be very careful. 007X really setting up shop down here in this bottom side.
Yeah, so whilst the campers come through for mid and top here, looks like it is.
Oh, Dumbledore. He's looking for something. Probably just try a death sentence into that brush there, Dumbledore. Not going to, though.
007X, even though his blue buff is respawned, is only level 4 on the map right now. Same with Theocles, so the heavy camping style that's coming through from both junglers is costing them some early experience in gold.
Yeah, and CS advantage here in the top side of the map. Lloyd so far behind. Oh, hold on. Moss, relatively even. Down by about 7. here at this stage. And this is odd. Moss, do you think he's probably going for a Blade of the Ruined King early? We have seen that from some Tristana players.
Yeah, potentially going for the Blade of the Ruined King, but double Doran's Blade is really what's odd about the build, just giving up any early game advantage you can ever, late game advantage you can ever get by going into an early game build. As Soldier, now he's starting to struggle in the lane, but 16 CS up, you would think that he would take that very well at this point in the game. Can even go back, can teleport top if he wants to, or he can come back into the bottom lane, see exactly what he decides. But mid lane starting to go heavily into G4's favor.
Yeah, he's got a big CS advantage, about 11 there at this stage. He's moving up a little bit as Energy's trying to get a little bit of a catch on, as Theocles is going to close the distance. Flash is going to be used yet again as Petrifying Gaze comes through. Energy very, very low on health as Dumbledoge. He's round here as well. The Orbit Deception not going to find the way back, as, my goodness, so much work to be done, but Warlock teleports in, picks himself up a kill. G4 gets Dumbledoge, 007 grabs Theocles, and Thaldrin now finds himself in a very, very haphazard situation. Is going to survive, and Nadius is going to have to head back top lane because there's nothing else he can do, and Bangkok Titans smash back with a huge exchange in mid.
Yeah, 3 kills for nothing in the mid lane coming up. Huge for Bangkok Titans. They completely equalize the early gold advantage that was coming out for Beşiktaş, and Moss starting to get the better of some more. No, he's not.
Yep. Piercing Light does come through, but man, the explosive shot
use the ultimate very nicely there, and Lloyd, he's back in this lane, so all of a sudden Nadius needs to be careful.
Now, I don't know whether they're necessarily going to be able to dive, but they will at least get some damage down there. Dumbledoge is going to head back towards this top lane. Does have the Moby Boots and the Sightstone completed.
Okay, so Warlock is still in the mid lane. Now we'll head back bottom, but the one thing that G4 has shown is that he's not a gank target. He just kills you if you come near his lane. So if you are Theocles, get back top, start camping out the Tristana player. He's already 0-2, get him further behind, and try and make something happen on that side of the map, because just going mid repetitively, especially with how 007X is camping the lower half of the map, is not going to lead to anything good for your team, but he's back mid.
Yep, he's hanging back around, knows that there's no vision there. Dumbledoge hanging around here as well. Maybe they're going to bring a 4th member a little bit earlier on. Of course, a lot of the reason why they had a bit of trouble was the fact that Warlock came through with a fantastic Frozen Tomb. G4 now, they might have found Lloyd here. The knock-up not to come through from Theocles as Dumbledoge predicts wrong where Lloyd was going to be heading. Death Sentence not going to find the target. Of course, Beşiktaş now have their ploy sort of given up this stage. Theocles trying to find a little bit, but G4 just whiffs the ult. Not sure what he was aiming to do there. That one's not going to come down. Dark Passage not going to be taken by Theocles. He wants to stay around this jungle side, and that blue buff, is that still up?
Yeah, so it's still available there, and it has now been taken down. Will be handed over to Energy, who really actually needed that.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to survive in this lane. Theocles will take the top half of the jungle as well, and now they're pushing in on a turret. See how much work they can get done here. You think that they're in a position to dive as well if it is only the Tristana that shows up.
Yeah, Theocles around here as well. Is going to find an unburrow here. Can see the fact that it's Moss. Well, can see the fact that it's someone with that tremor sense.
And they're going to be able to grab the dragon in response here, Bangkok Titans. Maybe look for a dive on Thaldrin as well, but the turret falls in the top lane.
Yeah, turret's going to go down. There's a whole lot of tunnels around this map as well.
This is a hard dive if they go for it. I don't actually think that they can burst him down quick enough.
Well, if they've done anything, they've shown that they're more than happy to engage onto a Maokai, as Moss is going to get Death Sentence. There's the flash into the play as well. Oh my goodness, that buster shot was amazing as Moss
2 more members coming through though.
Yeah, Energy able to use the Spirit Rush over the wall. Moss gets ignited. Not sure why, but Energy is still going to be able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, a little bit of an overzealous ignite there.
Yeah. Overzealous ignite.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to do that.
No, I don't think he needed to do that either, Spawn. Lloyd just going to pat Theocles on his way out. That was adorable. Not going to stop the back though at all.
And a strange build coming out from Warlock here. He's actually going for a Rod of Ages. A Rod of Ages.
My goodness. Should we take a moment?
A Rod of Ages Lissandra coming through, and not going to have the early cooldown reduction you would normally expect from these Lissandras.
Yeah, nice charm going to land on the G4 here in the mid lane. His energy wants to be able to pick up that last bit of CS, but man, these
back into
twin
poison
fangs.
to do so.
Yep. Double Doge, on the other hand, looking for a death sentence. 007X is still hanging around this mid lane, though, and Lloyd head in here as well. Theocles going to tunnel his way through. They know the Bangkok Titans are focusing around this area. Of course, there's no dragon. They're just trying to get some vision down. And Theocles, he has the ability to be anywhere as soon as that Void Rush comes back up because his tunnel network is huge.
Yeah, it certainly is. Very extensive coming through there. I'm surprised they've kept the lane swap going for this long. Generally, when you take down the first turret this early in the game, you want to get Lucian back into the bottom lane to try and pressure that side of the map. But Beşiktaş, once again, trusting in their late game scaling, sticking with it. Just this time, I don't know if they have the better scaling because Cassiopeia and Tristana, if you ever have two scaling champions, they're probably the two that you want.
Yeah, the thing is they've got massive scaling. They just don't necessarily have the super tank that Maokai can be capable of. But I'm exactly the same as you. I don't know whether that necessarily means that they don't scale quite as well because, I mean, we're sort of used to thinking that, you know, this is the massive tanky meta. You got to have a tank, but may not be the case.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're trying to get away from that anyway. And we have even a warrior enchant coming through for Rek'Sai, even though falling behind slightly as G4 still able to pick up all the CS in this mid lane.
Yep, this Twin Fang doing a whole lot of work.
Has a needlessly large rod now before boots. Generally, you see boots picked up relatively quickly for Cassiopeia's.
Nice charm. That's half the health of G4 gone, but can answer back pretty quick. Thaldrin actually going to get caught by the Ring of Frost there, as Tristana has headed back down towards this bottom lane. Death Sentence not going to land, neither is the charm. G4 just wanders back and forward. This is probably why he doesn't need the boots, because no one seems to be hitting him with any abilities anyway.
Yeah, so 3 members on Thaldrin.
Yeah, there's the Buster Shot back here onto Thaldrin as well. He gets Frozen Tomb. The Ventral Maelstrom doing some work there, but he's just getting locked down for days. Do they have anything left? They do. The last Q is going to be enough to do it as Theocles coming through with the Void Rush. 007X is getting the focus as Nadius comes over the top with a decent culling. They're looking for something here, but Beşiktaş, they can't really fight this one. Glacial Path to head over the top, and look at that Ring of Frost. Warlock, though, he's going to fall down. The Orbit Deception not going to find the mark as 007X finds Theocles. He is going to escape as the Prey Seeker comes down, and Energy flashes out of the way as well, and now, oh, Nadius, you are in so much trouble. Moss taking a lot of damage here, but it is going to be the Cassiopeia picking up the kill. G4 now relatively low. Energy trying to fight back. The double kill, though, for the Snake Lady. And Energy does pick up one in response. Thaldrin tried to teleport in, but didn't really find anything. Is the Twisted Advance going to be there? Sapling goes over the top, and he misses the outing of the Snake.
Yeah, so not able to get anything on the way out there, Thaldrin, even though he used the teleport. Had the Righteous Glory available, just didn't use it. You see Moss able to pick up a big CS wave, and already that is a Seraph finished up for Cassiopeia.
Terrifying.
Really,
really
very
scary.
terrifying. Yeah, terrifying.
Oh, I was trying to sound concerned. That was what I was going for. Thaldrin and Dumbledore here in the mid lane, though, are going to try and take down this outer turret. Lloyd with a nice Eye of the Storm shield. Going to be able to help out. Dumbledore just throws the Dark Passage over to Thaldrin, and he is going to be safe. Probably wasn't in danger anyway, but it's nice to know that
someone
friends
cares.
Is there. Exactly. Sometimes it's more about the message sent rather than the actual outcome of the event. As Theocles is going to be able to take down the Rift Scuttler, and now with more friends, Beşiktaş looking to take this one down. G4 now knows that charm not available, can probably offer a little bit more as 007X going to head through with the Bear Stance. And Nadius and Moss find themselves in the bottom side of the map, alone at last.
Yeah, so everyone moving away from this mid lane after that, and we see a little bit more of a lull coming through. Big minion waves being picked up in the top lane currently. The Warlock, he's had a better early game coming through, has that roller built up as well as some boots too for himself. Dragon is up in 6 seconds. I think that would be the next area that would fight over teleport advantage to Bangkok Titans. However, we also have a Rek'Sai on the map with a fairly extensive tunnel network that can sit top and use that Void Rush to get in.
You can see Thaldron already here around the Dragon. It has respawned. 007X setting up shop as well. Bangkok Titans with vision.
Cassiopeia going to face check a Maokai, maybe? No, it doesn't. But he goes in now.
Yep, Orbit Deception not going to find it here as Energy. He's looking for the charm. G4 uses the Seraph Shield. Doge is going to be able to do a lot of work here. Energy picks up the shutdown now as the Frozen Tomb comes through. Warlock trying to do some work. The AoE is massive as the Orbit Deception comes back around. 007X is going to be able to try and do some work. Thaldron not able to peel for his mid laner. The double kill for the Udia now as Nadius finding his way into the fight. Lloyd takes so much damage. Piercing Light gonna net him another kill as 007X takes a love tap there from the Light Slinger. This outer turret now very, very low, but it looks like Beşiktaş looking for the Dragon.
Yeah, 2 for 2 coming through there, but they send Warlock back as well. A little bit of a late Void Rush, honestly, coming through from Theocles, but they get the result they're looking for in the end. But this game, Atlas, is ridiculously close. 20 minutes in, pretty much. And everything is equal. Gold is equal. Kills very, very close. Now Dragons all tied up. It's going to be an intense mid-game coming through till about the 30-minute mark as these guys jockey for positions. You feel Beşiktaş. They need to take down turrets now. Otherwise, Bangkok Titans might be able to actually scale this one through.
And the thing that I'm frightened about if you're rooting for the home team is the fact that all of their gold going to be on Nadius, and G4 has a whole bunch of what the Bangkok Titans have, and G4 can do so much AoE damage that I feel like that gold is sort of going to be able to be put to a little bit more use.
Yeah, I actually disagree.
Okay.
The reason being is because he's going for a death cap.
And that's bad?
So Thaldron is literally going to Twisted Advance on him, and he has no choice but to hit Thaldron. I just feel if he had have gone for a Haunting Guise, if he had Haunting Guise Rylai's, something along those lines as his next 2 items, would be 100% with you, would be able to shred through this Maokai. But right now, it's up to Tristana to be able to do that. No one else can really do it. Otherwise, Thaldron's not going to die, and they're going to be in game 1 position all over again. Yeah.
And Moss also has the weirdest assortment of items that I've seen. It's sort of confusing. He doesn't really know what he's building towards. Maybe he had 1550 Itis there as he went back to base most recently and just needed to pick up that BF sword because he could. 007X looking for an interesting gank path here as Energy not going to be found too much. And G4 is fantastic at dodging out of the way of these Orbit Deceptions.
Yeah, with only Boots 1 coming through still.
Yeah. Nadius and Doge looking to try and press down on this wave as Energy is going to be able to find the Orbit Deception over here. Thaldron with a nice Twisted Advance on top of 007X, but still wants to be able to take down this pink ward. Thaldron again playing Guardsman.
Once again, they're using Theocles as a split-pushing threat. He has picked up a locket for himself, so he's getting incredibly tanky, but I feel that they need to get some gold as there's a fight in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Nadia's looking for something. Warlock coming through, though, as Doge does have those very, very fast boots to get him out of there. Moby boots. Wow. I forgot that as D4 did use the ultimate there. Didn't actually find anything. There's a lot of back pings coming down, though, as Beşiktaş do need to be careful. Lloyd comes through. That's a nice knock-up onto Thaldron, but it's not the target they want to engage onto. Warlock looking for a Frozen Tomb, but doesn't quite get one.
And they're in a very similar situation here, Bangkok Titans, as they were in Game 1. A lot of their gold is sitting right now on 007X. He's 5-1-2. But unless there is something that can get him into the team fight, he's not going to be very effective. And right now, they don't have anything to really speed him up. And he's not even going... When this happens, generally you see Udyrs go Righteous Glory second item. If they don't have someone else to get them into the fight, someone like a Lulu, someone like an Orianna. He doesn't right now. And he's still going for the Locket of the Iron Solari. So I just don't know how he's going to be able to catapult himself in there and be able to take it out as he's caught out.
Yeah, 007X gets Death Sentence there as well. It's a decent Monsoon. Lloyd actually healing up his jungler as Energy's going to get tombed. He's caught out and he's going to die as well. G4 picks that one up with, I believe, some poison. And they're unable to kill the Udyr. It is going to be a turret falling down the bottom side of the map. Theocles, now with the ultimate available, can try and help out his members on the top side of the map. But you have to say, kill for a turret, you'd probably be happy if you were Beşiktaş.
Yeah, you certainly would be, because Moss is forced off the next one as well. Wow!
That static Shiv proc doing so much work for Nadius. And he's going aggressive. There's the piercing light. The heal going to be used from Moss to get him to safety as 007X looking to try and chase this one down. Chilling smite from Theocles, able to tunnel his way out of this one. But G4, he's coming through. The flash out of the way of the Petrifying Gaze. Theocles out as well as Warlock. He's looking for a glacial path, but they've made it to safety.
Yeah, so they're able to get away there. Pretty good play in the end coming through from Beşiktaş. Nardius had to use everything to escape in the end, but he was also able to get the heal out of Moss in the bottom lane, who's starting to get bullied. 50 CS is the advantage right now for Nardius. And yeah, they have the keys to win this time, Bangkok Titans. You feel like they're starting to get the right members fed, as it looks like an Abyssal will come through next for the Cassiopeia after the death cap. But Nardius continually getting ahead in these games, and now with the static shift finished up, going towards a Bloodthirster, he's going to be pumping out just as much damage.
Yep, Dumbledore actually going for the high jump. Death sentence there, doesn't find Lloyd with it though, and does protect the pink ward. The lob.
The lob.
Call that one. Call that the lob.
Who's we?
Me and my friends. Me and my friends call it the lob.
All right.
Yep. Thaldrin, in the meantime, just going to clear out this top wave. Arcane Smash going to help him out doing that one, and he's just going to stand around for a little bit as well.
Took a picture?
Yeah, I believe so. Selfie time for Theocles. There's Moss just going to auto-attack down these waves. Does have an Infinity Edge now completed. He's sold a dagger.
That is a weird build coming through.
I'm so confused
from us
by this guy. That is very weird.
Do you think it's his first time playing Tristana like it was his first time playing Gragas?
No. It wasn't his first time playing Gragas.
Oh, it wasn't?
It was the first time his team had played with Gragas.
Okay.
In the support role.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Because he played it really, really well. If that was
did.
his first time playing Gragas, I would have been
Mind
very
blown.
confused.
Yeah. Speechless again, you'd be on another solo cast.
Indeed. Indeed. But Beşiktaş going for their second dragon here.
Will be secured quite easy.
Far away, yeah. No worries at all. They are 2,000 gold in the lead as well.
And they're starting to eke out this small advantage that we've seen them grab in the last couple of games as Dumbledore goes in.
Yeah, that's going to be the death sentence to come through. Box comes down. Beautiful Petrifying Gaze as these shields are massive. Nardius, he's going to get caught up and destroyed. That's a whole lot of the damage down as Dumbledore's going to be able to get out of here.
Theocles caught
right through the back for some odd reason. He gets jumped on. Moss picks up his first kill. And Beşiktaş
Baron?
Yep. I'm not sure what that was about.
They could have gone Baron there, Atlas. They've got a Cassiopeia and an Udyr. That would fall so ridiculously fast. Instead, they're just going to go for the mid turret. They will get it done. Might now try and go for it, but you'd think with 20 seconds, probably able to contest.
Especially with the Void Rush available, there's some tunnels around as well.
They're going for it.
Yep, they're going for it anyway. There's a whole lot of consistent damage available for the Bangkok Titans. We do have Beşiktaş standing alongside
There's no tunnel
Thaldrin.
nearby.
Yeah, Thaldrin's looking for something as the Bangkok Titans, they've got this one so low. They secure the Baron. Thaldrin has to get out now as well, and Bangkok Titans leave. They've locked this one down.
Yeah, so they're able to get it good slow coming through, although Dumbledore dies.
Yeah, most definitely dead there as Orbit Deception going to get some work done. Spirit Rush in order to get them away, and Nardius cannot get caught like that. Another charm going to miss as Nardius is just playing so aggressively. There he is over the edge as well as nice vision control available here for Beşiktaş. So just to make sure that Nardius was able to duck into the brush. No glacial path to be followed.
So a one team fight for Bangkok Titans, and all of a sudden they make a 3,000 gold turnaround in this game.
Yeah.
More. They're able to pick up the mid turret as well as the Baron. 3 kills as well for their effort.
That was massive.
That was the play that they were looking for, and it's actually the Merc Treads coming through here, so not an Abyssal Scepter. Just trying to keep himself as healthy as safe as possible, G4, and wants to get out of all the CC. You saw him nail energy with the last.
Yeah, right in his face.
Yeah.
But then Nardius was just caught out, sort of on his own, hanging around in that mid lane way too far ahead. And that's what he hasn't been doing throughout this whole series. He's really been great with his positioning, and he can't afford, especially in this game, to make these mistakes.
Yeah, well, when you've been playing with a Janna, Orianna, Lulu's in there as well, you tend to overestimate exactly how squishy you are as an AD carry, and it just looked like he was caught in the wrong place. There was nothing his team could do to get him out of there, and now a Baroned up lineup is going to mean that they can push in, maybe take out these last two outer turrets and build themselves close to a 5,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, of course. He's going to head up towards that 2,000 gold mark as Warlock takes down the bottom outer turret. Baron buff, as you mentioned, still there. Theocles split pushing here on the side, just going to be answering Warlock's push forward. But looks like the Bangkok Titans looking to take the outer turret in the top side of the map, just getting the easy objectives while they can.
Yeah, exactly right. With the Baron buff up, there's no reason to not just rotate around and pick up all the outers, make sure that that's what you have. Go back, get your shop in, and pick up the next major round of items. As they're going for a red buff, no, they're just chips in the night, Atlas.
Yeah, they were looking for some form of catch, I believe, with Lloyd going to get slowed down just a little bit, but the outer turret is going to fall.
Now
Bangkok.
maybe a team fight coming through.
Yeah, they've got 4 members here. Warlock is waiting offside with Home Guard teleport if they need him.
Void Rush coming through for Theocles, so they're all grouped up here.
Yeah, Tremor Sense is going to know exactly what's going on in the jungle here as well, which is definitely useful. That's one fantastic aspect of Rek'Sai. But inner turret not going to be under siege as the Bangkok Titans just going to rotate around.
So they pick up the 3,000 gold lead they need. I think that they go back shop now, spend all the gold that they've just picked up, get everything possible and fight the next dragon fight, because they're now in a position to be able to take the easy objectives on the map. You don't have to push in. You're continuing to scale up, and this is all they need to do is continue to stall the game out, make sure that they're the ones farming. As you can see, a lot of the farm has been going across onto Theocles instead of Nadia's energy. Wow.
Yeah, G4 just picks up the blue buff there as well. Dumbledore unable to find the flay onto 007X.
They also got the blue buff there, so
yeah.
Bangkok Titans taking everything away right now, and looks like Beşiktaş a little bit speechless. They don't have any answers so far.
Well, G4 is also 6-1-5 on this Cassiopeia. He's so
Got a
frightening.
Void Staff as well as Thordran. He's caught out a little bit.
Maybe. Does get smited down there just a little bit. Dark Passage is available for anyone who wants to use it, but man, Nadius does some relevant damage right now.
Certainly does, but Theocles, he was way out of line. They're going in, maybe?
They're looking for something. Righteous Glory was popped. Death Sentence onto G4. He's charmed up as well, but they don't go in. Theocles was waiting a little bit too far away.
That was Theocles' no call, I think, and I think it was actually the wrong call. I think they caught out G4 enough to go in for that one.
Well, they layered the CC up effectively, and might have been enough of an opportunity if Nadius was in there doing some damage, but not going to risk it. The Bangkok Titans are just going to head back around, thinking about the inner turret in the mid lane now.
Yeah, so big shops coming through for everyone. Bloodthirster finished up by Nadius. We have to mention that. He's 4 items. Hasn't got his last Whisper, but not really much armor coming through unless you count the jungler there, 007X, of course. 3 items have been finished up by Energy. He's nearly on par right now until you feel the Cassiopeia goes back in shop, but they will be able to sneak a dragon against the Tide, and that's a pretty huge objective, the 3rd one of the game.
Yeah, well, Baron's also worn off now as well, so extra movement speed from that 3rd dragon. They are going to be able to threaten the 4th very soon. Of course, about 38 minutes, 20 seconds beforehand is going to be the 4th dragon going down, so that means about 44 minutes for a potential 5th if Beşiktaş continue to have dragon control.
Yeah, and you feel that's what they need, because they aren't in a position where they're going to outscale, as 007X nearly catches out Nadius in this lane. And the other thing is that they don't have fantastic wave clear outside of the culling.
And they've used that. Orbit Deception to come through as well. Energy does offer a little bit, but isn't going for that Luden's Echo, which would help with a little bit more of that wave clear.
Yeah, so not going to be available. Also helps blowing up the squishy members. You feel G4 nearly in one-shot range if that Luden's Echo does come through eventually. Not going to be here for a while yet, though, as 007X. He's been caught.
Yeah, Descent's going to land here as well. Nadius with a decent amount of damage. Charm, again, not going to land. Teleport to come down from Thaldren. He wants to come in and get something done. Christmas Tree now available. Oh, Warlock gets caught out there. They might be able to burst him down, but G4 goes for the ult. Energy doesn't get caught by it, though. G4, he's the focus. Energy try to come through. There's the shutdown onto the Cassiopeia. Can the Turkish lineup do anything with it? Nadius, he's still on pretty high health, looking to try and kill the front line as 007X going down very, very low. Warlock still at about full health, just running for the hills. Theocles gets slowed down there, but man.
15 seconds on Baron, Atlas. They might be able to turn this one around and pick it up, but they're not going for it.
They're not. They're looking for a turret here in the mid lane. I wonder whether they just haven't really looked at the timer. As Eye of the Storm comes through Beşiktaş, they're going to have a hard time taking this one down.
They're going for it.
Yep, going for the Baron now.
But they're about 10 seconds too late. It's going to take them a while to get there. There's a huge minion wave in the bottom lane, which is to their favor. Maybe they can burst it down.
Yeah, Nadius has a lot of damage. Thaldron can tank it for a very long time as Theocles and Dumbledore looking to try and keep this one up, and they're looking to try and pick out someone, anyone, grab something for themselves. Beşiktaş, they play back Warlock. He doesn't have the ultimate available as he gets knocked up and destroyed. Thaldron takes that one down. Dumbledore, he's looking for more here as Nadius is able to clear out this wave.
Once again, they're pinging out the bottom wave. They see the AD carry out there. They've got Ari back up, the pick champion. This is so far in Beşiktaş's control. They can just continue to make Bangkok Titans come to them.
Yeah, they are going to move around here. G4 is around now, so that Petrifying Gaze is going to be still there. Doesn't have the flash. Dumbledore's getting taken down very, very low. He's forced to use that flash. 007X does want to make this one. Oh my goodness, G4 is going to get torn apart. Theocles picks up a kill. Dumbledore does finally fall down his energy. So much burst damage to come down. Nadius gets out of the fight, just dashes over the wall again, and they're going to be able to take down the Baron, and man, Beşiktaş, the home team, with a huge fight.
And a huge series of about 4 minutes there. They were able to take the first fight. Thaldron came up absolutely massive, getting that one started, along with Dumbledore, who, my God, is a Thresh player if there ever was one. And then they just continued to do it. They had vision over the Baron area, control of the bottom wave, and it means that they grab, I think, 5 kills in total, maybe 6, a turret, a Baron, and they secure a gold lead as well. That was absolutely huge.
Yeah, this game has just been swinging backwards and forwards this whole time. It's so incredibly close, and we'll see who's going to be able to take it in the end, because I actually have no idea who's going to take this game, because it all hinges on who manages to land exactly what they need. G4, if he gets everything done right, they win, flat out.
But he's just left himself no margin for error. His build is so aggressive, and you've seen, as soon as they get Thaldron on top of him, he has to ultimate, and from there, if he doesn't lock down both Nadius as well as Energy, one of them just kill him because he has no health.
No. He does have a heck of a lot of shield to come through from that Seraph's Embrace, but we've noted it's
even
just
then,
not
it's
enough.
not effective health pool because he hasn't got any armor. He hasn't got any MR. It's just an outright greedy build on a champion that already gets so much AP already from her passive.
Yeah. You get a free death cap.
You get a free death cap. Why do you need another one? That's just greedy.
Exponential AP spawn. It's pretty attractive. You fall into the trap. You know, it's a rookie mistake.
Not going to call G for a rookie.
No.
Not going to go that far.
No, I was going to the cliched rookie mistake line. That's completely incorrect. Beşiktaş, though, now going for a bit of a siege. Charm very close onto 007X.
Yeah, I
probably
don't
not
think
the
this
target
is going to be very successful. They've got wave clear for days coming through with Warlock. Need to get all the lanes pushing in the right direction, but also need to not get flanked here. 007X behind them.
Yeah, they're looking for something as Nadius able to actually pressure 007X out. Yeah. Theocles as well, just sweeping out this jungle. And now Beşiktaş with a massive advantage. 27 seconds on the Dragon. That'll be the 4th for Beşiktaş. And now having a discussion about the Dragon does look a whole lot better here for the Turkish lineup.
Yeah, it certainly does. They're in a position to really pressure the 5th Dragon if this game goes any longer. And you think with the composition they've put together, they probably are going to need it. I also really want to hit on Theocles' build because he's made himself a legitimate threat. He's gone with the Warrior, but more importantly, he's picked up the more of Malmortius, which just means that it's really cost efficient because even without the passive that comes through, the more health you lose, the more damage you do, the Tryndamere special.
Yep.
he's able to put the shield as well as the AD to fantastic effect, and it makes him a legitimate threat when he dives in there. He's got the Merc Treads, the Locket, and the more. He's a really good AP tank, not to mention some good effective health coming through from the makings of the Randuins. And it's from all the split push farm he's been able to pick up. He's 40 CS above Udyr, who's known to be a farming machine.
Yeah, and the Udyr probably still has a little bit more money, maybe, because he's 7-2-5, has a whole lot of the team's gold, but that's working against the Bangkok Titans.
Yes, because he hasn't gone to any carry stats as Soldier, and he goes in again. He's a massive Christmas tree, by the way. You would not be able to get him through a front door in a hurry.
Oh, heck no.
You're like turning him sideways.
You're going to need a big old crane to get him into your house. And even then, you probably just wouldn't want him in your lounge room. Oh, there's the death sentence. So 007X is super tanky.
Yeah, it takes no damage.
Yeah, no damage at all. Maybe choose a different target. That was like one of the signs that comes up saying, wrong one, try again.
But they don't have to. All they have to do is continue the pressure and make sure that Bangkok Titans never leave their base for the next 5 minutes. So just, wow.
Yeah, Warlock actually getting aggressed on here by Theocles, who's tanking up the turret. Moves out of the way nicely there just to make sure that that Frozen Tomb isn't enough to take him down. Burrow under the ground, Theocles. You get some health back. Yeah, there we are.
But he won the trade. That's a jungler versus a top laner.
Yeah, well, you were mentioning the fact that he had a very efficient build, really demonstrating it for us just there as Nadius uses that Bloodthirster shield to tank up the turret. Theocles happy to dive now on this Lissandra, who has no ultimate available anymore.
So the game plan is continue to split push. You chunk down waves. You even get some damage on the turret. None of that really matters because you are stopping them from leaving their base. Then you get a recall in, and all of a sudden you spend all of your gold. You have the 5th Dragon, the Baron, all coming up. They have to face check all of your pick potential. You've got a knock-up. You've got Maokai, Thresh, Ari. These are all champions that you cannot walk into. But that's the only choice Bangkok Titans have.
Well, 4,000 gold is the lead. I mean, it's nothing too massive for the Bangkok Titans to deal with, and they have now managed to make their way outside of the base. One thing I want to hit on is the fact that Moss went Blade of the Ruined King Infinity Edge, which I absolutely hate. I just think that build just doesn't really synergize. The Infinity Edge, you're stuck on 25% crit, and it doesn't really work. But he's also an incredibly massive amount of items behind. He has 3 in comparison to the 6.
Yeah, and a very expensive 6 coming through there with a Mercurial Scimitar.
Oh, yeah.
The
So many
luxury
pretty colors
pickup
as well. Look at this.
But Infinity Edge points the wrong way, which I absolutely hate.
Irks me as well, man. Don't worry. I feel you.
Why does it point that way?
I don't know. They could just mirror it. It's not hard.
But I agree with you. Blade of the Ruined King into an Infinity Edge isn't a great build. Not to mention the fact that Tristana can quite easily get away with going Static Shiv first item instead of Blade, so it's not like you're forced into that. So we'll have to see exactly how it works out. Once again, no wards have been put down around this Baron area. It is up in 30 seconds, and you do not want to have to face check an Ahri that is...
And look at what they can do as well.
40 minutes Ahri.
They can 1-3-1, where they've got double split push and then the pick squad waiting around this Baron. Because Theocles and Thaldron, they can be at that Baron pit in an instant.
Yeah, exactly right. Theocles been a little bit late on his ultimate, you do have to say. There is a tunnel behind Baron pit, so we'd have to use that one. But it is up in 8 seconds, and they're going to have to come in here.
Yeah, the charm going to land on Lloyd. There's a death sentence as well, and the Janna explodes.
And even got G4's ultimate out. They can just start this up now. And once again, Beşiktaş just understanding exactly how their comp works. They deny vision around a key objective.
Whoa.
Why did he go up there?
Oh, just for funsies. Doesn't even need to be there, as it is going to be Ahri locking down that one. Energy picking up the Baron for his team. 16-14 in kills. So the Bangkok Titans still with a kill advantage. Now 8,000 gold behind because Beşiktaş have just been playing this map a whole lot better. And despite the fact that you've been right from the start, Bangkok Titans look better individually and mechanically. But Beşiktaş have just played strategically far better than the Bangkok Titans.
Yeah, I also think that G4 missed a huge trick this game as the base is broken and they grab the first inhibitor. They also get mid lane turret as well. Beşiktaş taking everything. They can just back away now. 1 minute until a 5th Dragon. Take that, push in bottom lane. And wow, the Turkish team look like they are going to sweep the #1 seed.
Really beautiful play as well. And it's like they've eaten the textbook, because that was just perfect execution of their team comp for the last, I believe, what, 12 minutes
yep.
of the game?
They really turned it on the last 12 minutes. They looked
Stunning.
like they were starting to fall behind, and Bangkok Titans had the momentum, but for the last 12 minutes, they've had a complete monopoly over vision and the entirety of the map.
Yeah, monopoly over the vision and made calculated decisions across the map that Bangkok Titans were forced into bad ones. Yeah. They had to make a bad decision, and that is perfect League of Legends.
Yeah, exactly right. And 6 items now done for the Rek'Sai. Theocles stepping up in this matchup. And once again, they're denying vision, and they have to face check. They know it's a 5th dragon.
Yeah, Descent's not going to find it from Dumbledore, but he's running pretty quick with these mobility boots and now having a bit of a giggle over in that one. Energy going to take down this Rift Scuttler. Might have to... Oh, actually, Tholdren with the engage there. Descent's not going to land as G4 is getting exploded in this one. Saracen Brace is there. They're able to cut through this Maokai. There's the Monsoon, and it's actually a 4v5 now at this stage. Warlock gets exploded. Look at the AoE potential from this Beşiktaş lineup. Nadius now trying to chase them down. Whoa, that flash after the reckless pursuit, and man, oh, the Theocles going for the base.
Baron's up all the super creeps in there, Atlas. He's going to at least get 1 turret.
Well, potentially, but he gets a 5th dragon as well. Secures that one for his team by drawing everyone away. Moss, 007X, both extraordinarily low. They may actually lose this Nexus turret.
Yeah, they still might lose it, actually, even after they success. 1 more shot.
Oh, no, the super creep unable to do it, and the Bangkok Titans hold on to their Nexus turret.
But 5th dragon has been achieved now, Atlas. It's a 7,000 pretty healthy gold lead coming in here. Looks like Luden's Echo will be the last pickup. Maybe Azonia's Hourglass coming through from Energy. But that's exactly right. Whoever's pinging the bottom lane, get there.
Oh, G4, he's getting pinged out here as well by Beşiktaş. They are going to be able to take down the blue buff.
This is risky still.
They are.
Teleport's coming through. Now it's fine.
Dumbledore's actually chasing after G4. Flays him back in as well. A lot of consistent damage still available for this Cassiopeia. As Zhonya's Hourglass definitely not going to save you there, as it doesn't change your position on the map.
They're going in, though.
Yeah, Tholdren looking for something here. Frozen Tomb actually onto Energy, who flashes out of the way now as 007X very, very low. So much damage available from Beşiktaş here as 007X trying to tank it up, but he can't. Nadius is unstoppable, and Tholdren, what a beast, right in amongst everything. The Q not going to find its mark onto Warlock as Tholdren's just able to set everything up for his team. Nadius almost suicides. But thank goodness for the Bloodthirster as he's back to half health again. And Beşiktaş, the 3-0 sweep of the favorites heading into this one. The #1 seed heading in. And Beşiktaş, man, these guys look so good and so different to what we saw heading through the groups. They're hungry for this victory.
Yeah, they certainly are. Riding the momentum through.
Yeah.
They were able to